My beloved, there comes a time when a soul must recognize that it does not walk lightly upon this earth. Some people carry shadows, others carry burdens, but then there are those rare ones, those divine ones who carry light so radiant that it unsettles the world around them. That light, that spirit, that energy, we call it your aura. When your aura is too powerful for most people, you will feel it in the marrow of your bones, and you will see it in the way the world reacts to you. It is not arrogance, no, it is not pride, it is simply the truth of your being. So let us walk together and name the signs of this blessing. My beloved, let me tell you something sacred, something that hums in the air long before a word is spoken. There are some souls, rare, radiant, unforgettable, who do not need to raise their voices or lift their hands to command a room. They carry an unseen garment, woven not by human hands but by divine intent. It is their presence, their essence, their aura, and when they arrive, the atmosphere shifts. You see, people feel them before they ever step into view. It is a truth that some of us walk through life invisible, unnoticed, passing in and out of doors with not so much as a ripple in the water. And then there are others, chosen ones, marked by something higher, whose mere presence is like a tide pulling at the shore. When you walk in, the air changes temperature. Conversations hesitate, heads turn, sometimes without people even knowing why. They do not know your name, they may not know your story, but they know your energy. And energy, my dear, cannot be hidden, cannot be silenced, cannot be masked by the polite disguises we wear in society. Some people call it a glow, some call it a vibe, others call it a spirit, but I call it a truth made visible. Your aura precedes you. Long before your footsteps touch the threshold, your energy has already entered the room. And those sensitive to spirit, those awake enough to notice, will lean into it like flowers leaning toward the sun. Now, understand this, when your aura is powerful, it is not always comfortable for others. Some will be inspired, their spirits uplifted as if you carried the dawn with you. They will smile without knowing why. They will feel stronger simply because your energy reassures them that strength exists. But others, oh others, will squirm. Your very presence will disturb their unsettled hearts. Not because you have done wrong, but because your light makes their shadows harder to hide. You remind them of what they have not yet become, of the courage they have not yet claimed. Do not be surprised when you find both love and resentment following you like twin shadows. Do not be shaken when you enter a space and find the silence stretching, or when people stumble over their words in your presence. That is not confusion, it is recognition. Their spirits have recognized yours before their minds could make sense of it. My dear, you do not need to speak loudly to be heard. You do not need to announce yourself to be known. When the sun rises, it does not ask permission from the earth, it simply rises. And everything beneath its light must acknowledge its presence. In the same way, your aura is your sunrise. It is God's whisper made flesh in you. It cannot be denied. Let me tell you, even the smallest gestures carry weight when your aura is powerful. A glance becomes a message. A smile becomes a gift. Your silence can thunder louder than another's speech. You may not intend it, but people remember you not for what you said, but for how they felt in your presence. And that, my child, is legacy. That is the divine mark stamped on a soul too strong to blend in with the ordinary. Think of the great ones who walked before us. Think of the mothers and fathers of faith, of justice, of freedom. They did not always need to speak to be noticed. Their presence alone was a sermon. Their aura spoke for them. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. entered a room even before his lips parted, the atmosphere was heavy with expectation. When Maya Angelou herself walked into a gathering, you could feel the poetry of her soul before a single stanza escaped her lips. When a true child of God walks among us, their spirit moves through the air like a soft wind, gentle yet undeniable, quiet yet commanding. And maybe you have felt it yourself. Have you noticed the way strangers turn to look at you without explanation? Have you wondered why, in places where no one knows your name, you are still treated like someone significant? That is not vanity, No, it is not ego, it is truth. The truth of a powerful aura. But hear me now, with this gift comes responsibility. To carry a strong aura is not to dominate others but to lift them. It is not to instill fear but to awaken courage. The presence you carry should heal, should soothe, should guide. Do not use your power to make others small. Use it to remind them of their own greatness. Because what God has given you is not meant for selfish glory but for divine purpose. And yet you must learn to protect yourself. Because being felt before you as seen means that people will sometimes misinterpret you. They will project their fears, their judgments, their insecurities onto you. They will label you proud when in truth you are simply radiant. They will call you intimidating when in reality you are simply present. Do not let their limited perception define your boundless spirit. Instead, walk with grace. Walk with humility. But do not dim yourself. Do not shrink to fit into spaces that were never meant to contain you. If your presence feels too big for the room, then perhaps, beloved, it is not the room for you. The gift of being felt before being seen is a calling. It means that your spirit is a messenger, your life a testimony. You may never know how deeply you affect another soul. A stranger may leave your presence carrying new hope simply because your aura reminded them that light exists. A broken heart may find strength in your nearness without you ever saying a word. You, my dear, are a vessel of something greater than yourself. So when you walk into that room and the air seems to hold its breath, remember, it is not by accident, it is not coincidence, it is the divine power within you being recognized, even by those who cannot name it. Hold your head high, stand tall, let your light stretch beyond the walls, for you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to be felt, to be remembered, to be the sunrise in someone's darkest night. Yes, people will feel you before they see you. And that, my beloved, is the quiet roar of destiny moving through your veins. My beloved, when your aura carries the strength of mountains and the brightness of the morning sun, the world cannot help but react. Some will open their arms wide and welcome you like a long-lost friend. Others will shrink away unsettled, unsure of what they feel when your presence touches theirs. This is the paradox of carrying a powerful aura. You will be loved without reason, and you will be resented without cause. And the secret is it has very little to do with you and everything to do with what your light reveals. You see, your aura is a mirror. When you step into a person's life, you do not only bring yourself, you bring a reflection of who they are and who they have the potential to be. For some, that reflection is healing. They see hope in your smile, courage in your stride, faith in your eyes. Your spirit reminds them that they too are capable of greatness. They feel seen, understood, embraced. To them, your presence is a gift from God, a gentle nudge toward becoming their better selves. But for others, the reflection is a confrontation. Your aura shines a light on the parts of them they would rather keep hidden, the insecurities, the doubts, the fears they have tucked away in dark corners. You do not expose them intentionally. No, you simply exist. Yet your light makes it harder for them to live comfortably in their shadows. Your strength makes their weakness undeniable. Your confidence makes their fear feel louder. And instead of embracing the challenge to rise higher, they choose the easier path. They resent you. Do not mistake their resentment for truth about yourself. Their feelings are not a verdict on your character, but a revelation of their own unrest. A bitter heart resents sweet fruit, not because the fruit is wrong, but because it reminds them of the hunger they have refused to satisfy. So when people scorn you without cause, when they whisper about you or turn their faces away, remember it is their battle, not yours. The Bible tells us that even Jesus, walking in perfect love, was rejected, not because he lacked compassion, but because his light revealed too much. Some followed him and were transformed, while others turned away, clinging to their comfort. If even the Son of God could divide a room simply by being present, my child, why should you be surprised when your spirit provokes strong reactions? There will be people who feel peace when you are near. They will say, I don't know what it is about you, but I feel calm in your presence. They will seek your counsel, your company, your friendship. They will feel that being near you makes life make sense. And then without warning you may encounter another who glares, who frowns, who gossips, yet cannot explain why they feel what they feel. That is the double edge of power. Love and resistance, admiration and envy, warmth and coldness. Do not shrink in the face of resentment. Do not lower your voice to quiet your impact. Do not make yourself small to soothe someone else's fear of their own reflection. The oak tree does not apologize to the blade of grass for being tall. The ocean does not apologize to the stream for being deep. And you, my beloved, must not apologize for the light you carry. But here is the wisdom. Carry your aura with humility. Power without grace becomes arrogance, and arrogance breeds destruction. Let your light shine, but let it shine with kindness. Let your presence be felt, but let it be felt as warmth, not as fire consuming all in its path. People may resent you, but let it never be because you misused your gift. Let it be only because your existence demanded they confront their truth. Understand also that admiration and resentment often live side by side in the same heart. The very one who praises you may secretly envy you. The one who criticizes you may still crave your approval. Human hearts are complex, but your duty is not to untangle their contradictions. Your duty is to stay rooted in who God made you to be. Sometimes, my dear, the love you receive will be overwhelming. You will meet strangers who are inexplicably drawn to you, who trust you without hesitation, who feel safe under the umbrella of your aura. They will call you friend before you have earned the title, because their spirit recognizes yours. Treasure those moments, for they are reminders that your light is not a burden but a blessing. And sometimes the resentment you face will feel sharp. Words may sting, lies may spread, doors may close. You may ask yourself, why me? What have I done? And the answer will come, you have done nothing but shine. Resentment is not always earned. Sometimes it is simply the shadow cast by brilliance. Walk steady then. Do not let the praise puff you up, and do not let the criticism pull you down. Stand as the mountain stands, welcoming the sun, enduring the storm, unmoved by the opinions of passing travelers. For your aura is not for them alone. It is your covenant with the divine. It is proof that you are wrapped in God's fingerprint, stamped with His purpose, called to be a beacon in a world that too often prefers darkness. So when they love you, let it humble you. When they resent you, let it strengthen you. But above all, never ever let it silence you. Because the world does not need smaller souls, it needs the courage of those who carry light even when it is misunderstood. My beloved, if you have found yourself both loved and resented without cause, take heart. It means your aura speaks louder than your lips. It means your spirit has weight, your presence has power. And though not all will welcome it, the ones who do will find healing, hope, and light. So shine on. Shine until the lovers of light rise to meet you, and shine until the resistors have no choice but to wrestle with their own shadows. Shine not for applause, not for approval, but because shining is what you were born to do. And if some resent you for it, so be it, for even in their resentment they testify to your power. Shine, child, for love and resentment are but echoes. The real truth is that your aura was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to be felt, to be seen, to be the spark that ignites another's awakening. My beloved, the soul does not lie. Children know it, animals sense it, and strangers feel it. When your aura is powerful, it is not something you can tuck away in a drawer or hide beneath the folds of polite conversation. No, it leaks out of you like fragrance from a flower, like heat from the sun, like water from a flowing spring. You may think you are moving quietly, but the world around you is already listening, already leaning in, already responding. That is why when your aura is strong, the innocent, the ones whose spirits have not yet been hardened by the cynicism of this world, are the first to recognize it. Have you ever noticed, my dear, how babies will turn their heads toward you? They do not know your name, they do not know your story, but when your energy brushes against theirs, they reach for you with tiny hands. Their eyes widen, their lips curl into a smile, or perhaps they simply rest against you in peace. A baby does not know how to pretend. A child has no reason to flatter. They feel what they feel, pure and unfiltered. And if your aura is powerful, they will know it without hesitation. The same is true for children who still carry the openness of wonder. They are drawn to you not because of what you give them, but because of who you are. They laugh more loudly in your presence. They chatter to you as though you are an old friend, even if you are a stranger to their parents. They tell you their secrets without fear. Why? Because your aura speaks to their innocence. It tells them they are safe, they are seen, they are loved. Children recognize light when they see it, because they have not yet learned to distrust their own intuition. And let us not forget the animals. Have you ever walked through a neighborhood and found dogs wagging their tails at you, cats brushing against your legs, or birds chirping as if to greet you? Animals are truth-tellers. They are not fooled by masks. They are not impressed by titles, wealth, or social standing. They respond only to spirit. And when your aura is strong, their spirits respond to yours. They feel your calm, your compassion, your quiet strength. They sense that you are not a threat but a friend. That is why they draw near to you, offering a loyalty that words cannot describe. Even strangers cannot resist this pull. You will notice it in the grocery store when someone begins to speak to you, as if you have known each other for years. You will see it on the train when a weary traveler rests their head near yours, as though your presence alone gives them peace. People will tell you stories of their lives that they have never shared with anyone else. They will confess their sorrows, share their joys, or ask for your wisdom, all because your aura gives them permission to open. They are not speaking to a stranger. They are speaking to the soul they recognize in you. Do not dismiss this gift. Do not wave it away as coincidence. It is not by chance that the pure and the weary alike find comfort in your presence. It is a sign that your aura carries healing. It is a sign that you are a vessel, a living well of spiritual nourishment for those who thirst. When children laugh near you, when animals calm in your company, when strangers trust you without reason, know that it is because your energy has been sanctified, touched by something greater than yourself. But hear me, beloved, this gift is not without weight. When people are drawn to you, they bring with them their stories, their hopes, and their wounds. They will lean on you, sometimes without even asking permission. They will search your eyes for comfort, for affirmation, for peace. And though this may be heavy at times, do not resent it. Consider it evidence of the trust your spirit inspires. Consider it the silent applause of heaven, reminding you that your aura is a blessing, not just for you, but for the world around you. Now let us pause and reflect on this truth. The world is filled with masks. Adults wear them every day, masks of politeness, masks of pride, masks of indifference. But children, animals, and strangers, they respond to what lies beneath the mask. They are not distracted by your clothes, your titles, or your rehearsed smiles. They respond to your essence. If they draw near, it is because your aura is real. If they trust you, it is because your spirit is true. Do not take it lightly, child. Many walk this earth without ever being truly seen, truly felt, truly trusted. But your aura is so powerful that even those who do not know your name know your spirit. And that is a rare and beautiful gift. Guard it carefully. For some will seek to drain that light, to take without giving, to rest in your energy while offering nothing in return. Do not harden your heart against them, but do not allow yourself to be emptied either. Learn to give without losing yourself. Learn to shine without burning out. Remember, even the sun sets and even the ocean rests. And when you feel weary from carrying this gift, lift your eyes to the heavens and remember that you are not the source of your aura. God is. You are but a lamp, and He is the flame. You are but the vessel, and He is the oil. As long as you remain connected to Him, your aura will not fade. As long as you draw from His strength, you will not run dry. So when you notice the little ones drawn to you, smile and know that your spirit has been recognized. When animals seek your company, give thanks that even creation testifies to your energy. When strangers confide in you, do not dismiss them. Listen, offer them the peace that God has already placed within you. For your aura is not for you alone. It is for the babies who need safety, for the children who need joy, for the weary who need rest, and for the broken who need healing. Your aura is a ministry without words, a sermon without scripture, a song without melody, and yet it speaks more powerfully than all three. So walk gently, child of God, for your presence is felt in ways you may never fully know. You are light to the innocent, comfort to the weary, and friend to the stranger. And if the smallest pure souls respond to you with love, then know without a doubt your aura is powerful, undeniable, and blessed. Let us walk together into the tender truth of what it means to feel deeply. When your aura is powerful, when your spirit has been tuned by the hands of the Almighty, you do not simply look at life, you absorb it. You do not only witness pain, you feel it reverberate in your bones. You do not merely see joy, you taste it, you breathe it, you hold it as if it were your own. To carry such sensitivity is both a blessing and a burden. It is a crown and a cross. And yet, it is one of the surest signs that your aura is alive and powerful beyond measure. There are those who walk through life numb. They pass by suffering without notice. They pass by beauty without pause. Their spirits are encased in armor, so thick that no joy pierces through, no sorrow seeps in. But you, child, you cannot turn away. When someone is hurting, you feel a tug inside your chest. When someone is rejoicing, your heart leaps as though the victory were your own. You may try to silence it, to harden yourself as others have, but you cannot. For your aura is not made of stone. It is made of spirit, and spirit cannot help but connect. It is why you sometimes feel exhausted by crowds, drained by conversations, weary without explanation. Because you are not only managing your own emotions, you are carrying echoes of those around you. You hear the words that go unsaid. You notice the tremble in a voice, the heaviness in a sigh, the hollowness in a smile. Your heart registers what others dismiss. You are tuned like a finely made instrument, and the vibrations of the world do not pass you by. They play upon your soul. This gift is holy, but it is not easy. To feel deeply means to cry at injustices others overlook. It means to grieve over wounds that others call ordinary. It means to ache for strangers whose pain you do not fully understand. And yet, it also means to rejoice more fully, to laugh more loudly, to be moved by beauty that others pass without a second glance. When the sky blazes with color at sunset, it arrests your spirit. When a song swells with passion, you do not just hear it, you live inside it. When love touches you, it shakes you to your core, because you are not designed for shallow waters. Your aura pulls you into the depths. Some will call you too sensitive, as if sensitivity were weakness. They will tell you that you feel too much, as though feeling were a flaw. But what they cannot see is that sensitivity is the root of compassion, the birthplace of wisdom, the language of the soul. To feel deeply is to live fully awake. It is to see not only the skin of life, but the marrow. And yes, it costs you peace sometimes, but it also grants you understanding beyond measure. You, child, are the one who senses the storm before it breaks. You are the one who sees sadness behind the painted smile. You are the one who knows when a friend is struggling, even when they say, "I'm fine." Your aura makes you a vessel of empathy, and empathy is the bridge that connects hearts. Do not despise this gift, even when it feels heavy, for it is proof that you are alive in spirit. Think of Jesus, who wept at the tomb of Lazarus, though he knew resurrection was moments away. Think of how he felt the touch of the woman pressing through the crowd, though dozens of others surrounded him. He felt because he was alive in his spirit. And you, created in the same divine image, reflect that same sensitivity. Your aura is powerful because it feels, because it connects, because it refuses to remain unmoved. But you must learn balance, my beloved. Feeling deeply does not mean carrying every sorrow until you collapse. It does not mean absorbing every pain until your own soul breaks. Your empathy is a channel, not a container. Allow the emotions of others to flow through you, not to drown you. Pray, release, breathe. Offer your compassion, but do not lose yourself inside another's suffering. Remember, you cannot light another's candle if you extinguish your own flame. Protect your aura the way a gardener protects delicate flowers. Guard it against those who would exploit your sensitivity, who would drain you without replenishing you. Some will see your empathy as an open door to unload their burdens without respect for your spirit. Learn to love without being consumed, to help without being emptied. Your deep feeling is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to guide you, to make you wise, to make you human in the highest sense of the word. And let me tell you this, because you feel so deeply you are capable of the kind of love the world longs for. Your friendships are not surface level, they are rooted, anchored, steadfast. Your love is not lukewarm, it burns like fire. Your faith is not casual, it shakes heaven when you pray. For you cannot do anything halfway, your aura demands depth. And in that depth lives are changed. There will be times when you wish you could feel less. You will envy those who can turn away from suffering, those who can laugh without conscience while the world bleeds. But remember, numbness is not strength. The world has enough hard hearts. What it needs is more souls like yours. Souls that feel, souls that care, souls that dare to weep, to rejoice, to embrace, to connect. So honor your sensitivity. Honor the tears that rise unbidden, the joy that bubbles uncontrollably, the ache that comes from caring too much. It is not too much, child. It is exactly enough. It is the mark of a powerful aura. It is the whisper of God's Spirit within you, reminding you that you are alive, awake, aware. And when the weight of feeling seems too heavy, lay it down at the feet of the one who gave you the gift. Pray, Lord, teach me how to carry this heart without breaking it. Trust that He who gave you sensitivity also gave you strength to bear it. For you are not meant to be crushed by your depth. You are meant to rise within it, to shine through it, to transform the world because of it. So yes, my beloved, when your aura is powerful, you will feel everything deeply. It will make you ache. It will make you rejoice. It will make you tremble. It will make you soar. But do not run from it. Embrace it, for this sensitivity is not your weakness, it is your superpower. And the world needs the fullness of your heart, the richness of your compassion, the depth of your soul. Stand tall in your sensitivity. Walk proudly in your empathy. And remember, every deep feeling is a reminder you are not ordinary, you are extraordinary. You are alive in spirit, and your aura, radiant and undeniable, carries the heartbeat of God Himself. When you carry an aura that burns brighter than most, you become a walking lantern in a world that has grown comfortable with shadows. You may not even notice the magnitude of your own glow, but others do. Some feel it like sunlight warming their faces after a cold night, while others squint, shrink, and retreat, unsettled by the truth your light reveals. For when your spirit carries a divine force, you cannot help but change the spaces you enter. Your presence rearranges the very air, stirring dormant dreams, awakening silent hearts, and exposing the masks people have long worn. You do not always ask for this gift, yet it travels with you, a sacred mantle stitched into the fabric of your being. And so wherever you go, things shift, people shift. The atmosphere itself bows in reverence or recoils in discomfort. That is the burden and the blessing of carrying a powerful aura. When you walk into a room, conversations falter for just a breath, as if the walls themselves lean in to listen. Your silence can be louder than another's shouting, and your truth resonates like the deep hum of the earth beneath our feet. This is not arrogance, but alignment. Alignment with the eternal rhythm of God's plan, with the drumbeat of ancestors who prayed for your strength before your arrival. You are not simply in the room, you are of it, through it, beyond it. And those who are sensitive to spirit, whether knowingly or unknowingly, feel their souls stir in your presence. It is not always easy, for the world is not accustomed to such power. The ordinary grows uneasy in the company of the extraordinary. Some will look at you and feel smaller, not because you intend to shrink them, but because your light exposes the shadows they refuse to face. You may see suspicion flicker in their eyes, or hear doubt drip from their words. They may ask, who does she think she is, or what makes him so special? Yet, child, understand that their resistance is not truly against you. It is against the mirror your spirit places before them. Your aura whispers truths their hearts are not yet ready to hear. Still, there are many others who feel uplifted by your presence. They find in you a courage they thought was lost. They feel a strength radiating from you that awakens the buried seed of strength within themselves. They may not tell you directly, but in your company they breathe easier, laugh louder, dream bigger. Your aura does not only reveal weakness, it calls forth greatness. You are both the challenge and the comfort. That is the paradox of powerful presence. You stir the pot and serve the meal in the same moment. But let us not pretend that this path is simple. Carrying such an aura means you often walk alone. Not because you are unworthy of companionship, but because not all can withstand the brilliance of your flame. Some people cannot journey with you, not because they are evil, but because they are not yet ready. And so loneliness may visit you as an unwelcome guest, lingering at the edge of your triumphs, whispering that perhaps you are too much, or that perhaps you should dim your light to fit the room. But I tell you now, do not bend, do not shrink, do not hide. For the God who placed this fire within you did not intend for you to smother it. Your aura transforms spaces because it was born of transformation itself. You are a child of storms and sunshine, of trials and triumphs. You have endured valleys where the ground felt like quicksand, and yet you rose. You have known the sharp sting of betrayal, the heavy hand of disappointment, and still your spirit did not crumble. Instead, it grew, it stretched, it expanded. That is why your aura carries such weight. It is not a cheap glow, not borrowed light, but hard-earned brilliance. Each scar, each prayer, each tear shed in silence polished your soul into a mirror of resilience. That resilience is what unsettles the weary and inspires the willing. When you step into broken places, your spirit begins to mend them. Not always with words, but with presence. A smile from you can disarm anger. A gentle word can quiet storms raging in another's heart. A prayer whispered under your breath can shift the entire energy of a household. You transform not because you force change, but because your being radiates it. You are proof that healing is possible, that strength is attainable, that hope is not a fairy tale, but a living flame. And yes, your journey will often demand solitude. Not everyone will understand why you cannot stay where comfort tempts you. Not everyone will follow you when God calls you higher. There will be moments when you ache for the simplicity of blending in. But blending is no longer your portion. You were chosen for a greater calling. You are here to awaken, to illuminate, to transform. You may not have asked for this assignment, but it is yours nonetheless. And though it feels heavy, know this, you are never carrying it alone. For every step you take, unseen hands guide you. For every word you speak, echoes of ancestral prayers surround you. For every space you transform, the divine smiles, knowing creation is moving closer to its purpose. Do not be afraid of the power within you. Do not apologize for the light you radiate. Instead, nurture it, pray over it, protect it,